What's up, guys, and welcome to the finals of the MPGL Season 7 Qualifiers. It's a best of 3. 5EVA going up against Can't Say Whips, and I believe 5EVA have a one-game advantage coming from the winner's bracket, so it should be a little bit easier for them to win, but CSW just destroyed First Departure, so they're sure working with a lot of momentum. We'll see how this game boils down. I'm Mikelorus. Got Grandisv here still as well, and this is pretty interesting. Tinker first ban. I don't think I've seen this, at least not in this patch.
Yeah, the Naga Siren first ban's understandable against Miracle, I suppose, but yeah, Tinker first ban is not something I've seen in a long time, and honestly, I'm a little sad. If Can't Say Whips are really in the mood for first picking Tinker, I would have loved to see it, but either way. As you said, Can't Say Whips looking really solid in their series versus First Departure, but 5EVA have pretty much steamrolled their way through the entire bracket. They were looking really solid all around, really not losing a game and really not coming very close to losing games either for the most part. Juggernaut going to be the second ban coming out from Can't Say Whips, and we'll just have to see what 5EVA are going to ban out next. This may or may not be another game where we see Troll left through, and it's going to be a Beastmaster second ban.
Man, Beastmaster's been getting so much hate lately, and it's... I still don't think completely justified, but maybe I'm just behind with the times. Troll is through the ban phase, as you just said, but also you got to consider Batrider or Vengeful Spirit to prepare for a Batrider. So that might be the first pick for Can't Say Whips if they don't want to go for Troll. Also, Sniper is a possibility, and any anti-sniper heroes that any team wants to grab in response to that. So this is not your easiest first pick, though I do think Troll is probably the safest. Opening up with Batrider means that 5EVA can grab Troll Venge or Venge Sniper, and then Batrider is not going to be having a great time.
And well, they'll open up with the Venge. No big surprises there. Now they just have to insert high-tier hero here for the most part. Vengeful Spirit is just such a good counter to the Batrider, being able to swap out your ally if you want to just make sure they're safe, or in some situations even swapping out the Batrider, although maybe a little bit more risky. If you can focus him down, you make the fight 4v5, and really the Batrider initiates for you more often than not if that's the case. So it's very sketchy. It doesn't entirely make Batrider a useless hero, but it definitely makes him a lot weaker and probably not worth first picking up with Vengeful Spirit available.
We even saw in the last game, at the very end of the last game, Batrider tried to get his initiation off, had the Blink Dagger Force Staff, but just got brick-walled by a Rubik, and Vengeful Spirit can do that so much better. So 5EVA have the best counter versus Batrider, and that is the risk with grabbing the Bat. You will have certain times when you get the initiation off, and Vengeful Spirit simply isn't in range to get that snap, but other times you get the initiation off and then you just get completely destroyed because you make that mess up. So 5EVA, they grab the counter. Now what are they going to grab in addition? I think the Troll's probably better than the Sniper here, just in case you run into one of those scenarios where Venge isn't around to break that lasso. You don't want to have your Sniper get grabbed and dragged into the enemies.
Yeah, and I think as a general rule, the Troll's a little bit safer, but instead, they'll settle on a Bristleback, and this is reasonable enough. It's a tanky frontliner that really does benefit a lot from the extra damage that Venge is going to be offering with the Aura and the Wave of Terror as well. On the Dire side, they're going to have pretty easy access to Roshan, and well, their draft is going to have the tools that they... or tools at their disposal to abuse that. Sniper is going to pick up 4 Can't Say Whips. Can be very annoying for the Bristleback to deal with, and for the time being, there's no great gap closers, although at a certain point, Bristleback might just be able to run him down.
I think CSW, you need to ban out an IO right about now. The IO Bristleback combo is just way too strong in general, especially versus a Sniper, but they may have it in their minds that they have to protect the Sniper with their bans, and that is also justified. Banning out Storm Spirit is usually instantly what's going to happen whenever you pick a Sniper, but also Clockwork is another hero that you have to worry about if you Can't Say Whips, and you're going to be running that Sniper. So Clock, IO, Troll, I mean, that's just a powerhouse hero. That's a pretty free ban from anyone right now, and 5EVA, they're just going to take out the Chen. Godot played a pretty influential one in the last game, and so I guess 5EVA do have that advantage. They were able to sit back and watch what CSW were doing in the last game that they played, but Sniper Batrider versus Bristleback Venge. 5EVA needs some ways of getting on top of the Sniper, and they have run the IO in the past, so I would not be surprised at all to see him make a return.
I think it's a really great way to run it. Bristleback, even without being against the Sniper, partnered with the IO is a force to be reckoned with. Instead, it's going to be an Earthshaker for 5-Eva. It's a support that they're very comfortable with running. If Miracle is going to be playing on support, it's one of his better ones. And, well, it's a reasonable hero all around. A long-range disable, very disruptive for the Batrider as well. Their anti-Batrider tech is pretty ridiculous, although I would have loved to see the IO personally. Earthshaker, why not? You can never say no to this koala bear. I don't know what he is.
He's kind of like a koala bear gorilla.
Something along those lines. He's cuddly.
He's kind of a cow because people give him horns, but I don't know. He doesn't really act like it. More gorilla-ish. I don't know if I would cuddle him, though. It seems a little bit dangerous. But yeah, either way, it's not too late for 5 to grab that IO. Shaker as a core hero, a possibility at all times, but maybe not as much up against Sniper and Batrider in lanes. You don't really want to be running into that. So 5 most likely do have their 2 supports right now, have lots of stuns to provide Bristleback cover with which he could run in and deal with that Sniper. But CSW, now that they actually have that Sniper, they don't have access to the Shaker. How do they actually protect him? They might want to grab like a Dazzle or something like that. Haven't seen him in quite a long time, but they don't really have any heroes that can put physical blockades in front of 5-Eva. Clockwork is not really attractive here because they already have the Batrider on their team. They don't have the access to the Shaker, no Vengeful Spirit swaps. This Sniper, though he's not going to get directly initiated upon, also has no safety mechanisms.
Yeah, the hero I'd love to see would be a Tusk, offering Ice Shards as that physical blockade, as well as having defensive snowballs to keep the Sniper safe, but the chances of us seeing a Tusk are slim to none, I want to say. I think the Dazzle is definitely a lot more attractive, definitely a lot more standard, and probably better. Up against the minus armor coming out from Bristleback and Venge, having the Weave for your team is also really nice.
Well, CSW don't have that much time. They can just, wait and get another core for right now and leave those support picks until a little bit later. But if they do, 5-Eva are going to use that last ban to target that last support, and who knows, may just break up all their plans. Skarath Mage, it's fine. Like, he's never really going to be bad, but he doesn't really do anything exceptional here.
No, not really. The Lasso into Mystic Flare combination is good, but that's about all the synergy and counter synergy, really. Vengeful Spirit swaps pretty good defensively against the Skarath Mage Mystic Flare, but nothing really crazy to note. As you said, he's pretty good. He'll offer them some nice zoning control, but is going to leave their lineup a bit on the squishy side.
And, oh man, this is a hero that you pick up when the enemy's lineup is a little bit on the squishy side. Night Stalker, Bristleback. Now, that's pretty darn scary. Now is really when CSW wish they had a Shaker on their team just to try to get themselves a little protection. Skarath Mage is pretty garbage versus a Night Stalker. Not that good versus Bristleback either. So 5-Eva, they're going to turn up the heat and they're going to turn it on almost up to max. Now, the weakness of this is that the lanes for 5-Eva are going to be inherently weaker. Night Stalker, not exactly a lane powerhouse, but if they get around that, then the mid game is going to be a chaotic brawl fest. And that's a brawl fest that CSW have no chance at winning.
No, I'm not sure they're going to be able to get there comfortably. However, as you said, their lanes are a tad bit weak. Up against the Sniper and now the Puck, they have a lot of ways to abuse the fact that Night Stalker and Bristleback are melee. And even inside those brawl fests, having layers of shrapnel down on the ground, having Dream Quills, a couple stacks of Napalm and Firefly on the ground for good measure, 5-Eva are going to maybe find it a little bit more difficult to maneuver through the fights, but I do like this aggressive flavor to their lineup. It should be a lot of fun. Night Stalker is traditionally picked up as a somewhat counter to the Puck. Just having that long duration silence is really annoying.
Yeah, and CSW, they're mostly just picking their heroes right now in order to abuse that weakness of 5-Eva's lanes. Night Stalker pretty weak, Bristleback mediocre sometimes. He will occasionally do very well if he has some nice support, if he's up against a weaker laner, but he will be fine. And then 5-Eva going to grab the Luna, second time we see here after months of not seeing her for me. And this is actually a pretty reasonable one. I think there probably are better heroes to pick up here for 5-Eva, but they just want to have some way of actually pushing once they actually get these kills. Night Stalker, Luna, get that additional night range vision, I suppose, with the darkness, but this is a hero that Kansei Whips can definitely abuse. With the Puck and Batrider, with their mobility, a Luna doesn't really stand much of a chance if the front line gets bypassed of 5-Eva.
Tanking, last pickup for Kansei Whips, is going to run out their lineup, and yet another way for them to initiate. Blink Daggers are going to be king for Kansei Whips more than 5-Eva. One item that we're never ever going to see because it's god awful that might show its face would be an Aghanim Scepter for the Luna. The increased duration on nighttime plus Night Stalker, maybe?
Well, that's maybe going a little deep, man.
I think so,
Dude, I would
too.
love to see that. Just Miracle busting out the specialty builds, the synergies with Luna Night Stalker. But, yeah, I don't know.
No, it's bad.
Now, if they were
I'm
going
sorry
for like a
suggesting it.
turbo early game strat, I don't even think that's applicable.
No.
I'm trying to think of scenarios where that would be justifiable. I don't think there are any scenarios where that's correct. There are scenarios where it's
No.
not bad.
Yeah, more or less. I think it's probably the worst Aghanim's upgrade in the game.
Oh, I'm sure we could find worse. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to
You'd be
think about them right
hard-pressed.
now because...
Yeah, fair enough. We're in this game now.
Alright, so 5 up one game, and, well, CSW, they have quite a ways to go. We'll see... oh, God. Miracle is a little bit salty, guys, because of his previous post. But CSW, their game down. They're going to put Godot on the Skywrath Mage. Chudi's going to be playing the Bat Rider once again. Wedding Crash is going to be playing the Puck. 343 is on the Sand King. That leaves Chains on the Sniper.
Apparently 2D's a gay guy. Yeah, okay, either way. Miracle going to be playing on the Luna KS, on the Night Stalker, Pulasan on the Vengeful Spirit, Chivix on the Earthshaker, and last but not least, our Offlane Bristleback by Ysera. But there's a lot of stuff going on in the all chat right now.
I love this. Okay, so I guess I should explain this. It was on the front page of Reddit or whatever. Some guy posted that Miracle is really upset that, like, Team Malaysia were late or whatever, and then they had to play, like, those stupid lateness rules that happened, and the Miracle got upset, which is perfectly fine. Like, there are rules in place. If you're late, it doesn't matter who you are. You gotta, rules are rules. So that's why he's, like, a little bit bitter right now. So he's, like, so salty he can't even, like, type out his thoughts correctly. And it's hilarious to me because that post was kind of bullshit, and he shouldn't be so salty about this.
My goodness. He is full of salt, though.
I think that's what it's about. I could be just completely wrong.
Maybe he just loves Master Ramen.
I don't know if this is sarcasm, though. I actually
think
have
it might
no
be,
idea.
just
I
a
don't know
little bit.
Miracle well enough. And I don't know the Southeast Asian scene enough.
Alrighty.
Dude, he's calling out someone real hard right now.
This is the part where Miracle Rants go.
Is that why we were paused? Is that...
I think we're paused for 2D's bathroom break.
Guys, one sec. I gotta pause. I need to get on my soapbox.
Okay, we're down off the soapbox.
That'll
We're
be
into
bad.
this game as everybody starts loading out to their lanes.
Alright, so let's see how these lanes are actually going to shape up. Wedding Crash is going to go down to the bottom lane as the Puck for right now, but that's definitely not going to stay the case. Someone has to go towards the mid, and it should be that Puck. CSW, Ysera, well, he's going to be going on the off-lane Bristleback by himself with the mid-lane Night Stalker. This is probably the best lanes that 5 can hope for. Night Stalker versus Puck is pretty reasonable because Night Stalker has so much tank ability, and Puck actually doesn't do that much damage in lane. At least he doesn't really threaten kills as dangerously as, say, a Queen of Pain or a Viper.
Yeah, and with this loadout, Night Stalker, starting out with the Stout Shield first, rushing towards the bottle after the fact, is going to be able to very liberally spam out those voids, and he'll be able to get consistent CS, and once the nighttime falls, if he gets a value point into Crippling Fear, there is some killing potential with rotations in from the Venge and Earthshaker. So, yeah, I think this lane setup is pretty nice for CSW. That is, unless they throw the Sniper mid, he really does very well against Night Stalker, but that's not going to be the case. Wedding Crash is currently with the mid loadout, and he's going to get the bounty run down towards bottom, where Miracle seems to be the one to get the one up towards top.
And Ysera is... Oh, wait, no, it's... Oh, wait, never mind. I thought Skywrath Mage was mid lane. Never mind. He's just definitely going to be supporting. Godot's playing him, first of all. Second of all, he's just blocking for the Puck who grabbed the bounty rune. Ysera is not actually going to have the worst lane right now, mostly because Sand King is involved in this lane. Yeah, going up against Sniper isn't really the most fun, but Ysera should be able to get experience at the very least, maybe occasionally throw out a Quill Spray or two, and get a little bit of CS in the exchange there. And if all else fails, there's always Ancients that stack up. So Ysera getting a pretty nice break going up against the Sand King, and even getting into these man fights, Burrow Strike or not, 343, most likely isn't going to win a man fight versus Ysera unless they drop Shrapnel, but look at the damage actually done. It's pretty darn even, and that was a 2v1.
Yeah, and with the raw amount of regen that Bristlebacks brought to this lane, I don't think there's much that they can do about it. Interesting to see CSW go for these dual lanes. I'm not sure they're getting that much out of it. Godot on the Scarth Mage I think would be better served sitting down towards bottom lane, just pumping Arcane Bolts into Ysera. That would be some harass that would stick, but regardless, eventually he'll be able to get some experience freely inside lane. That is, if they don't die here. Chibix is looking for a fissure block, and it looks like he's gonna find it. No, Firefly going to preemptively dropped it by 2D, and he's just gonna be fine.
They probably couldn't kill off the Batrider anyway. It actually worked very well right there for 5-Eva that they were able to draw out the Firefly without spending any mana of their own. So Chibix just sitting there pump faking the fissure. If you get it and if you block it, you might as well go for it, see what damage you can put on. But if you don't force out the Firefly, that's a nice little win for 5-Eva up on the top lane. And yeah, it looks like the CSW side agree with you. Godot is going to be leaving that top lane. He really isn't contributing anything to that top lane. If the fissure drops, Batrider is not going to get any sort of help at all from that Scarth Mage, and if Scarth Mage is the one to get caught, then he's just very easily going to die. So he'll help down in bottom lane. Ysera gonna have a much tougher time now up against that Skywrath, but he's already level 3, so that momentary dual lane, 2 minutes of dual lanes, might just have given Ysera enough of a start so that he doesn't get absolutely steamrolled in lane.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt the Batrider that much, though. Even though he doesn't get level 3 as fast, he's gotten level 2, and well, with that, he can very easily back up into the jungle. If things go south, which they very well could, they have a lot of damage and disable in this lane. Even if he does get the Firefly off, there's no guarantee he makes it out alive. With 2 points up in Lucent Beam, and with that Lunar Blessing, getting a lot of value with 3 heroes. For the time being, however, our lanes are pretty static and no major killing potential on either side until somebody makes a misstep, or probably until 4-minute runes.
Everything is being reflected fairly evenly. Only exception I could see is 343, who is getting some stacks going in his jungle. Has 2 in the medium, 2 in the hard now that the trolls were successfully pulled. And either he can clear that out, or he could set up for 2D to clear that up in the future. 2D, in the meantime, is actually going to run into Centaur, just going to stomp him! Oh my god, there were creeps there from the Dire, and once you hit that 3 creep mark, that Centaur unleashes its stomp. Granted, 2D wasn't in a fantastic position to begin with, but the neutrals showing some hate, man.
Yeah, who needs a Chen when you can just convince those creeps to fight for you? It's going to draw first blood for 5-Eva. Whether that stomp actually got them the kill or not's another story, but it definitely made it a lot easier for them. And Miracle's the one to draw it on top of it all. He's currently up to 1,500 gold. On 4 minutes in, I think you probably go for a Midas here, or if not for a Midas, some sort of farm acceleration. After that death, no reason for 2D to go back into that lane. He's going to fall back into the woods, stack up the large camp one more time, and then farm it up with Firefly.
It's really hard to resist having a pre-5-minute hand of Midas. It doesn't even matter what your game plan is. Having an item like Midas that quickly is very quickly going to pay for itself, and just having the additional attack speed might also be relevant if you're going to be going for an aggressive play. 2D over towards mid is going to be the victim of the first knight, potentially. Peloson, though, can't quite get close enough to that Batrider for a magic missile, but still this Night Stalker, level 5, with Bottle at the ready for first nighttime phase. Most of the time, Night Stalkers at this stage are just completely useless because they're only like level 2 or level 3 because they're left in the off lane, but this is potentially a game where we see Night Stalker just go off, and he does have that 1 value point in Crippling Fear. That's a hell of a long duration of a silence. That's 5 seconds on someone like Wedding Crash. That might allow Peloson to close in for Magic Missile, although no, Puck has an Invis Rune.
Yeah, he's going to be able to survive because of it. That's the only reason Batrider was even showing his face in mid, but Bat's going to go back into the woods. He'll stack up another time. Maybe this time around it can be a double stack. Oh, it doesn't look like he's actually killed enough trees for this to work. I don't know, he's going to try for it regardless. Let's see if he's going to be lucky enough. He doesn't get the large camp, so that's very unfortunate. I think you just go for the large stack there, but he still gets a lucky creep spawn. It's not mud golems for him, so he's going to be able to get a good amount of farm regardless.
Yeah, gold is gold. At least he gets something out of it, and he's most likely not going to be under a huge amount of pressure, although he definitely has to keep his eyes open. If Night Stalker goes missing, Night Stalker can very easily bring down a Batrider who is taking a couple of shots from these creeps. Like, look at him, he's dropping very low. If Night Stalker was right here, 2D would be dead in an instant. And if Tooney's not careful, Tooney might be dead in an instant anyway. This bat is dropping very low. Oh my god, no.
He's dead in an
I
instant.
had to say something, didn't I?
And, well, speaking about being dead in an instant, Puck in mid, silenced up, magic missile follow-up from Polasan is going to spell his demise. Although, oh, down towards bottom, fissure block off onto Chains. But who's actually in trouble here? No more shrapnel means that the Earthshaker is going to survive, and Chains is also going to live. See, salves up. Oh no, the salve gets cancelled by a range creep, but it's not the end of the world.
Well, they also missed the pull at the same time, but Ysera, he's under a little bit of pressure. He is, however, at level 4, 2 points in the Bristleback, makes him very, very tanky at this stage in the game. Up towards the top, Miracle is getting roughed up by some neutrals, but he has gone for that Helm of the Dominator, so deciding instead to go for that one instead of the Hand of Midas. And what this allows you to do, besides, just lifesteal and tank more hits, is that he could actually go ahead and clear this Ancient stack. Maybe not right now. He needs a couple more levels, level 9, 10-ish, where Miracle's going to feel really comfortable at going for that. But once he gets to that point, having Luna clear out a triple or quad stack of Ancients is going to skyrocket her into her next item.
Yeah, he's currently been using a range creep to stack up some jungle camps, but maybe CSW can farm that up as the Sand King, but unfortunately for Miracle, it's just a double stack in the medium camp, not major economic advantage there. He's going to pull another range creep out and send that over to the Ancients, where it can get a little bit more gold, or maybe he's actually just going to farm it in his own woods. 343 is going to spot it out, pull over the range creep, and we'll farm up there. He's not going to feed away the range creep, but regardless, Earthshaker's going to get a kill on Sniper in bottom lane with nice rotation coming in from KS as Sand King continues his do-do-do as he farms up the stack.
It's just a very easy gank there from 5-Eva. One Void, one Fissure, and Sniper is dead, so pretty much just works itself.
Dust, Magic Missile, 343.
Jungle, 343 gets to the high ground, tries to TP out. Polasan, does he get vision? He does! It looked like that was hidden, but it seems like there's a line of sight right there. So they see the Sniper and they see the Sand King. They kill off both of them. 5-Eva off to a 5-0 start up against Kansai Whips. First nighttime phase is about to end, however. So KS only getting 1 kill in total during this first nighttime phase. Not exactly stellar, but he's level 8. The next nighttime phase is coming shortly, and even if it is, even if it seems like far away, Darkness is still up. Ysera down towards bottom is going to take a hell of a lot of damage. Assassinate should bring him down, although stick charges, would that have saved him? I think it would have saved him with the Bristleback, but they're going to rotate in regardless. Darkness has been popped. Fissure block onto 2. Godot dead in 1 punch. Now Chains has to try to run away, but you can't run from a Night Stalker. Come on, that's just never going to work. So he's going to try to, get something, a CS or something before he dies, but KS is going to get a very easy double, making a nice trade for the Bristleback. Problem for 5-Eva, though, is that now that the Batrider has a blink, this spree of kills is most likely going to slow down.
That's the perfect time to use Darkness, however, for 5-Eva, just extending the nighttime, and that'll make sure that they get the most out of it. Mid lane, silence on the Wedding Crash. This is the best time to get that silence on the Wedding Crash, just as Darkness is about to expire. That's so annoying to deal with such a highly mobile hero like your Puck that's reliant on getting the Illusory Orb or the Phase Shift off. 5 seconds is pretty much a death sentence, and, well, what started out as only a 1-0-1 nighttime for Night Stalker has been extended to 4-0-1 nighttime, as this Night Stalker, as you said, he had the potential to go off, is.
And that was the best way of initiating with a Venge that I've ever seen on a Puck. You swap him instantly into a Silence, so you issue the Crippling Fear command, and then as soon as he gets swapped into you, you pop that Silence, and Puck cannot do anything about it unless he somehow, phase shifts right after he gets swapped, but he doesn't even have a good read there because it's nighttime. It's as clean as it gets for 5-Eva, and this Night Stalker, he has his urn now and his bottle. So his basic items, let's say, they're all up online, and he also has a point booster on top of that. That is absolutely terrifying if you're Kansai Whips, but the scarier thing is that this Luna has even more farm than the NS. Might be jumped right now by the Batrider. With a haste rune, they're going to catch eyes into Miracle, swap not in range, and this Firefly with the orb should bring down the Luna, and it does. She does buy out an Ogre Club before she dies, though, so no gold lost.
But it's still a very high priority pickup for CSW, and you can't downplay that. That's really important for the team. It's going to propel Puck towards Wedding Crash's Blink Dagger, and that's although very delayed, an important pickup for them. In fact, Wedding Crash has had a really poor time after dying twice to the Night Stalker silence kills.
The lanes are going to continue onward. Earthshaker has gotten himself level 7. That's really high, 10 minutes in for a support. Polosan also there. Sand King level 6, Godot level 5. It's more along the lines what I would expect from these supports, but Chibik's getting a lot of time to just pull and do his own thing in the jungle. At the same time, was involved in 3 kills, so that's 3 kills worth of assists, experience, and such. So, though he's very far away from his Blink Dagger, he's level 7, he's packing some serious heat, and he will dodge death up on top lane. Batrider with the lasso up in 30, can't really do too much over there, but right now 5-Ev, they're just farming away and basically waiting for the next nighttime phase, and it's coming in just a minute.
Invis Rune on the Puck, maybe they can set something up, but not alone, and not when Earthshaker and Venge are sitting behind Miracle. With the Invis Rune wearing off and with no backup close by, Puck's going to be forced to fall back. The build on the Sand King this game is going to be Tranquil Boots into Soul Ring, delaying the Blink Dagger by quite a bit. Since he's had a Batrider inside his woods, there hasn't been a lot of space for this SK to pick up a Blink. 4-man smoke up, coming out from 5-Eva as they look down towards bottom lane. Nighttime is about to fall, and as soon as it does, I'm tempted to say that Chains is just dead if he doesn't move, or maybe they go for Roshan. This is also reasonable. As I talked about in the draft, the Minus Armor coming out from Goo and the Wave is pretty good, and Miracle's damage also helps quite a bit.
And not only that, because nighttime is right around the corner, it's very, very unlikely that CSW are going to send anyone out on scouting missions. That's just a very, very easy way to die to a Night Stalker. So for 5-Eva, they first of all have the damage output and survivability to kill it off without taking that much damage. Also, they're not going to be scouted because, well, now it's nighttime. So they have the Aegis, they have a Night Stalker who is pissed off, and he's on the hunt. Where can CSW farm safely? Not their own jungle, that's for sure. Probably their Ancients is the safest spot, but even the Sniper, who's hiding deep behind his tier 1 tower, is not immune to a dive from KS if KS knows that the Sniper is there.
For the time being, he doesn't, but this Aghanim Scepter is coming in very quickly. Although it won't be up for this nighttime, I want to say, for the next, and for the next usage of Darkness it will. And at that point, there is nowhere safe. At this moment, Can't Say Whips have really no meaningful vision. They do have 2 wards out, which is nice and all for them, but not nice enough, it seems. They'll spot out the Venge rotating behind the Night Stalker, and well, the Sniper's just going to straight up TP. Can't Say Whips are forced to bottle up and forced to group up at this point, whether they want to or not. Tier 1 tower down towards bottom is going to be forfeited towards 5-Eva, as mid lane Tier 1 is going to be taken out by CSW.
Well, balling up for CSW, not the worst, because they do have a Mask of Madness on the Sniper, Blink on the Batrider, and also they do have a Puck on their team, who also is going to grab a Blink Dagger after killing off a tower, so...
what just happened? Bristleback bought a billion branches.
I didn't see anything. He looks like it's fine. He has Magic Wand, Headdress, Buckler.
He had 10 like on the ground that he just sold.
Oh wait, are those his?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see anything because he has an ordinary item build right now, right?
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Nothing happened, guys. Literally nothing happened except for a tower trade. But CSW, the downside of balling up like that is that 343 doesn't get any farm, and a Sand King already going for a Desperation or a less than ideal build with the Tranquils and Soul Ring really needs to get some sort of farm to get his Blink Dagger off. A Sand King without Blink, 14 minutes in is already less than great, but it looks like it's going to be 16, 17 minutes at the very least until he gets his Blink Dagger. That's assuming he doesn't get jumped right now. KS circling around behind the tier 1 is going to run into a Batrider. Blink out from the Bat though is going to keep him alive. Wedding Crash going to orb down to the low ground potentially. No, he's just going to blink away to the north. And NS is unable to find anyone, but the rest of the team is in position to take this tier 1, and with no one from CSW in defense, looks like 5-Eva will claim a free tier 1.
It is going to be successful for them, and well, maybe they can go for a little bit more. They do have that Aegis on Luna, but well, without the BKB, maybe they decide that going for tier 2 is a little too much. They'll find themselves an Alpha Wolf inside the woods. Batrider's there with the Blink, but decides not to Firefly for the time being. 5-5 are going to pull back, as they'll just look to farm it up for the next couple of minutes.
Alright, nighttime is still around, but not for much longer. Oh, down towards bottom, though, Godot is going to get fissured. That's just going to slow him down enough so that Miracle can right-click him twice. With the additional damage from this pack leader, it's going to be a very easy kill for 5eva, but maybe not for free, because here comes a smoke. 2D up in the air is going to be up with the fissure if he goes for the Luna. He's instead going to go for Chibix. The right decision, they'll bring down the Earthshaker, but no, he gets the Echo Slam off. With the Eclipse there, he'll take down the Bat and the Luna, giving Miracle a double. 343 is here, but he can't do anything up against this Luna. She also has the Aegis, so even if she should die, it's not going to be for much longer, as Ysera also comes in with Palossand. They take down the Luna. Palossand's going to swap chains out of that TP. 343 has got to consider his own safety right now. Gets a nice two-man Burrow Strike to get chains a little bit more distance. Wave not quite going to be lethal, and it looks like he will survive. What a Burrow Strike from the Sand King. It didn't even look like that was possible since Palossand and Ysera were positioned pretty vertically, but still it's a 2-for-1 after the two heroes from 5eva get jumped. That is, I guess, the downside of just not having quite enough damage killing off that Shaker. That Echo Slam made the difference with the Eclipse.
Yeah, it definitely did. Miracle's going to be pretty happy with that exchange. He now has this 10-second BKB online, another 1,000 gold on top of that, too. He's getting close to doubling up the sniper, a little bit less than that, but still, Miracle's getting completely out of control when it comes to his items. Manta Style is the next order of business for him. Nightstalker has his Ags all the way completed, and he is going to have that as promised for the next usage of Darkness whenever he flies that out. We'll get to see how ridiculous the vision really is. Although for the time being, Can't Say Whips have some pretty good wards down. These wards aren't going to be seeing very much. If you take a look, there's not really, yeah, it's a circle like that big when Darkness is applied. It's pretty stupid.
And KS, probably even more relevant than the Agam Scepter, just having level 2 Darkness gives him so much more uptime where he's actually a threat. And of course that threat is amplified by the vision. You get some pretty ridiculous stuff going there, but 5eva, they are pretty much fully online right now. They'll even grab a gem for the Vengeful Spirit, so even though these wards don't really see that far with Darkness, they will not be alive to see anything. So yeah, pretty nice for them. Chibix also, because he got all those kills and he's getting some help from his teammates to farm up the jungle, pretty nice of them, is closing in on a Blink Dagger of his own. Look at the Sand King, he's 200 gold away as well. Not too far for him, but man, 5eva have a Shaker at the same time as a Sand King Blink Dagger pickup. That's just not supposed to be happening. Not to mention the mech on Ysera. So 5eva, they've taken down 2 tier 1 towers. Top lane, you could blow on it and it'll die. So they're sitting on a lot of potential gold right now, 5eva.
Yeah, they definitely are, and they have good heroes to use that gold. The Earthshaker's Blink Dagger is also going to be very short incoming, and well, Chibix, the last fight he had a pretty good Echo Slam off, but the potential for him to get a great Echo Slam is increasing as time goes by. He now has that Blink Dagger gold, and we'll have that flying out to him momentarily as soon as Miracle stops hogging the courier. That's his Yasha.
So Miracle is still farming up an absolute storm, 3-11, and well, CSW, they're not doing a terrible job at farming. You could take a look at the net worth chart. It's still in favor of 5eva, but even after a couple of kills for the Luna, the gold lead is slowly pushing towards CSW, so they're getting a little bit more around the map, but what is that actually going to accomplish? I don't really know, because the second nighttime, or the third nighttime phase rather, is coming in, and when it's nighttime, the gold advantage of 5eva just gets artificially increased. Not to mention the Blink Dagger on the Shaker also increasing it by quite a lot more than just 2,000 gold. So they are going to pop the Darkness and then go on the hunt. I don't know if there's anyone close by enough to get a kill though.
When Darkness is popped, if you were taking a look at the minimap, immediately Can't Say Whips suck themselves into not their tier 2s, but into their tier 3s. They get bottled up inside their base almost instantly, and for good reason too. This is a ridiculous amount of vision that KS is applying to the team, and well, they won't find anybody yet, but now they're going to angle up towards top. They have a ward placed down on this high ground, spotting out the puck, I believe. Lightning Crash was there for a split second, smoking up. 343, Godot, and 2D are over in the sidelines. Blink Echo Slam, they blow up the puck. Sky high, Blink Lasso, they're going to pull back Miracle, but the swap back is going to stop that all in its tracks. With BKB, Miracle is going to explode the Sand King. Puck flying back, wanting to get back in this exchange. Blink in with the Dream Coil is going to do a decent chunk of damage, but the Sand King and the Bat Rider are down on the deck. Miracle and company going to be able to survive. As Sarah, that's a very ambitious assassinate from the sniper as they mop up the Skyrath Mage 2. Although 5eva lose their 2 supports, they'll find a tier 1 tower immediately after the fact.
And the puck also did buy back for that, so that's 4 kills for 5eva in exchange for 2. It's commitment from the Earthshaker for the Echo Slam. It's a risky commitment because the puck, if he sees it coming, he could get himself out of it, blink out, phase shift, whatever, but they killed off the puck immediately and forced his buyback. and that's really where things went off the rails for CSW. Down your primary damage dealer, down your primary initiator, though there was an epicenter there for the Sand King. Most of it was eaten by the BKB of Miracle, 10-second value right there. Not to mention the fact that the lasso was also immediately snapped by Palasa, and that's the downside of picking up a Batrider first. You let the enemies pick up a Venge, and just like we said in the draft, we weren't just pulling your leg, guys. Venge is able to brick wall the Batrider. That lasso could have potentially stalled out the Luna long enough for the epicenter to bring her low enough to lethal range, or at least for someone else to kill off the Luna, but because that didn't happen, just CSW didn't have enough damage output because Luna was magic immune. So it's now the regular nighttime phase. 5 of us still with the darkness for afterwards, and let's see what they can get off of this one. Looks like for now it's going to be Roshan because it's up in just 30, and I think Miracle is close to being able to solo it.
Yeah, and even if he can't solo it, with just a little bit of minus armor help from the Bristleback and the Venge, they'll be able to take it up very quickly. Night Stalker going to spot out the Sniper inside mid and simultaneously look for any wards that the Radiant had placed. But to his dismay, he's not going to find any because the Radiant are currently visionless, and this is much due to the gem on the Night Stalker. There's absolutely nothing you can do about this except for take the gem away from KS, and that's hard enough in and of itself. He's currently sitting above 2k HP, and although he doesn't have a BKB yet, he's well on his way.
He has pretty much double any of the heroes on CSW's health, not to mention the 10 armor, which also helps quite a bit. They're not going to go for Roshan right now, 5. I don't believe they know that he is up, but if they send this courier back, it looks like the courier might fly over Roshan and scout that out. They could very easily get both the Roshan and the tier 2 tower, one after another, and well, they're going to get the Roshan, then the tier 2. So not the order that I thought, but hey, they get the objectives nonetheless. And CSW, they do have a fantastic team to crash Roshan, but will they even get there in time? Because Roshan is taking a beating. Minus 12 armor. Yeah, this guy isn't going to be alive for very long. Plus, KS is working with perfect vision due to that Aghanim Scepter. It's a double life for Miracle, and now 5 ever are going to push out. They have to make sure that they don't get picked off by any sort of lasso. So Palasa needs to stay near Miracle, but he's closing in on level 11. If Vengeful Spirit draws that, then it's almost going to be impossible for Batrider to initiate on anyone but the Venge.
Yeah, pretty much. Shushutar down towards bottom lanes, going to next order of business for 5 Eva. They have the Mantis Dial complete on Luna, and, well, they don't even need it to take this tower. They'll very easily do away with it, and at this point, why not swing for another tier 2? And if you're really feeling comfortable, maybe go high ground, but that's probably a little bit too much. I'd say go down mid.
Yeah, you need a little bit more damage on Miracle if you're actually going to be going for those towers. The Luna does quite a bit of damage, and she is, you know, pretty darn farm, but you're talking about tier 3s here. The risk is just not worth it when the Batrider and Sand King and Puck will all have much easier chances to pick up their initiation. So 5 Eva will just wheel around to the mid lane, probably push that one out. Someone maybe will also start pushing out the top lane, and well, they're just going to go for all the tier 2s, and CSW, they definitely have the heroes necessary to defend this, and they do have the items necessary as well, but it's still nighttime, and even when the nighttime is going to fade out naturally, KS will have a level 2 darkness to amplify that. So 5 of have a lot of uptime on their heroes, and they're just going to use this gold and experience that they have to get themselves even more golden experience. When you're ahead, get more ahead. And by pushing towers, they'll do just that. Bristleback even closing on his SNY.
Yeah, and, well, the Bristleback has been pretty quiet this game, but still, they have all of the tools that they could want at this point to take fights to the enemy team. The Luna is going to be on her way towards whatever the next item may be for Miracle. At this point, probably Butterfly, but really anything could do. They're going to push through middle lane. Bristleback's going to do away with the creep wave. That is pushing into their 2-2 as Miracle cuts the wave that is at the enemy's tier 2, and well, with that, they'll feel very comfortable with going for this tier 2 tower push. CSW, they do have the Blink Daggers up for all of the heroes that could want it at this point, so maybe, just maybe, they can pull together a good defense, but the BKB on the Luna is probably going to brick wall that Blink on Miracle. Huh.
That's reasonable, I think. Like, Luna is obviously not the largest range hero, only 330, yet she needs to be close enough to actually do damage, not only with her right clicks, but also that Eclipse. Oh, Shaker's also going to die, get a kill rather, on the Sniper. That happened. I did not expect that to happen, but Blink Echo Slam on a hero that has like 1000 HP, yeah, that'll do it pretty darn quick. So Luna now could pick her battles a lot more closely, and she has the Bristleback and Night Stalker to be on the front line so that Miracle can wait. She's going to get jumped first of all, hit with a Burrow Strike. Mystic Flare might get dropped as well, but it's not really going to do that much damage in the grand scheme of things. As 5 they're assembling their troops, and KS also has a haste rune flying around looking for someone. But yeah, this item lets Miracle stay very far behind and initiate Luna's fight with the Eclipse. Whereas for KS and Ysera, they'll be holding down the fort in the front. So I think this is actually a pretty good item pickup in this game.
Yeah, it's really quite cool, and will allow her to follow up from an Earthshaker blink in, and yeah, although the case right now is not that Miracle needs to stay back, once the Aegis is expired or expend, whichever the case may be, it probably will be. They'll start chipping away at the tier 3 tower and trying to force out a glyph, I believe, before trying to pop that Manta, but, well, for the time being, they'll back off. It also increases your farming speed, and you can't really say no to that.
Yeah, they'll just clear out some more Ancients, get a little bit more cash on Miracle, because that Blink Dagger, though it's very nice for taking those fights, doesn't actually help you fight any better. He is maybe going to close in on the Satanic next, but I do feel like he has to go for that damage item, whether it's that Butterfly you mentioned earlier or anything else. It's going to be pretty swiftly incoming for Miracle, but they still have 2 minutes on the Aegis. Maybe they'll shift up to the high ground, grab this tier 2 top lane. And so far, CSW have been unable and or unwilling to defend their tier 2s, so for 5 I would expect their push to be pretty easily successful, but right now they're going to go down towards the bottom lane, actually, as are CSW. Maybe it's time for CSW to get a couple picks.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to be able to do so. There is a gem now up on the Batrider, so CSW are going to try to control the map a little bit. They'll place a pretty sneaky ward, although sneaky wards don't really cut it when there's a Night Stalker. If he walks by there at nighttime, it's going to be taken out, but at least for the time being, it's going to offer them some nice high ground vision. Not one you see very often. Blinking by the puck, going to bump into Miracle. That's not a fight he can comfortably take, or take at all, really. Concussed not going to buy them enough space, as Miracle is currently completely alone. The closest hero is Earthshaker, and he's still quite a distance away, but this is the power that having Aegis and a truckload of farm offers you. Miracle can throw his weight around.
And with that Aegis, there's no way that CSW can kill him off twice. And they know it's also timing out soon, so there's no point in overcommitting with all your spells and trying to take out the Aegis when you can just wait and the Aegis will die by itself. So it's 5 not taking all the tier 2 towers, but still taking quite a bit of net worth over the past couple of minutes, leading now all the way up to 20k in both gold, almost that in experience as well. It looks like they're going to group up for a smoke, and they will. Darkness will have to be used, however, and that will maybe just push CSW back into their base. Oh no, Chains is maybe thinking that this is a bluff. It's not a bluff, dude. Gotta get out of there, because Night Stalker is coming in very swiftly. The Sand King, he's not going straight to his base either, but 5 they are on an intercept course to find some heroes right now. Maybe it's going to be Godot, maybe it's going to be no one. That Darkness has severe downsides, and we just saw it right there.
Ward going to be taken out by the Night Stalker over in the sidelines, and well, at the moment these wards are doing next to nothing. It always astounds me how much that the Darkness impedes the vision of standard ward spots. Really, there's no good spot to place wards when you have Darkness applied. Choke points even are usually pretty useless. Over in the sidelines, Godot going to bump into the Venge with a little help with the puck. They should be able to bring down Polasan, although now silenced up. Wedding Crash is now going to pick a fight with KS. The last one, hold him in place, but he's taking like no damage. Are you kidding me? Pops the BKB, blinking in with the Eclipse. Miracle's going to join the fray. Godot going to be dropped low and smacked down by KS. Mega kill spree for the Night Stalker as they look to chase for a little bit more, but can they do so? Sniper's running away very quickly with the Mask of Madness activated. He also has a BKB, so I don't think chasing him is going to work out either. The puck and the Sand King going to make it towards the north and cut the creep wave in the meantime. The rest of 5 are going to take a tier 2 tower, although they can't go high ground with us. The tier 2 is going to fall. They only need the siege creep to disable backdoor protection.
Well, they exchanged their Scarith Mage for pretty much a 10-second BKB charge on the Night Stalker. It's not the worst, I don't think, but I do think that they used a BKB of their own. Looks like they didn't. Just a couple cooldowns being expend. So 5 trade their 10-second for a Scarith Mage. Not exactly ideal, but taking the tier 2 tower afterwards, and also with it being nighttime, means that they could go for a little bit more afterwards. Satanic Recipe is up on Miracle. However, he is lacking the actual Reaver right now. He also has an ultimate orb, so Miracle's actually very quickly closing in on being a 6-slotted Luna, and it's only 30 minutes in the game. That's just an obscene amount of farm. And, well, Night Stalker falling behind in that regard, but it's hard to keep up with Miracle blinking all over the place and farming up everything. It looks like they're just going to wait out for another Roshan, and CSW, they haven't really gone for anything lately, so it's unlikely that they'll just suddenly step with the pressure and try to pressure this Luna, and even if they do, it's way too late.
Oh yeah, for sure. At this moment, she's doubling up the sniper, and, well, although not exactly, effectively is. And the sniper, although he's sitting on Mask of Madness Maelstrom, his effective damage items, he pales in comparison to what the Luna's able to do. With the Blinking and Eclipse, she can very easily position herself into the fights to get maximum usage out of that. Currently stuck inside trees, not exactly sure what Miracle's plan was there, or what he was doing in the meantime, but he'll proceed to farm. There's not really anything to slow him down. He's going to have a Scotty and Satanic in just a mere matter of minutes.
343, spotted out by the gemmed Aghanim Vision, and let go. Night Stalker can chase down for that Sand King, although through Burrow Strikes, Blinks, it's going to be a lot more of a hassle than it's really worth for KS to do that. The rest of the team, in the meantime, for CSW, pushing out top, making sure that when the Roshan does come, 5 Eva are not going to be able to comfortably just jump to the Roshan pit and take it. But with Miracle's damage, I'm pretty sure that'll happen regardless. And also, my god, Chivix has an Aghanim Scepter. It's been so long since I've seen this item on Earthshaker, and when it is picked up, it's not picked up until much, much later. He doesn't even have a Hand of Midas or anything like that. This dude is stacked.
Yeah, and it's not because it's a bad item at all, it's because Earthshaker just farms so slowly, but at 226, and with Earthshaker receiving a decent amount of room from his team, he got the tower destruction up towards top and got that solo kill on the sniper. He's been propelled to this item. If he catches out that Echo Slam, it's going to be huge, blowing up 2, and now into 3-4-3. Sand King is going to be able to buy himself a little bit more space with that Burrow Strike, and he'd already eaten a decent chunk of Lucent Beams. My goodness. Well, that's the power of the Echo Slam. That thing did a lot of damage.
It didn't even look like he had the vision range for that. Like, I would have to look at it again, but it seemed like Chivix was just jumping in, Echo Slamming on one target. Maybe he saw the second one at the last possible second. Maybe the Luna was giving him additional vision. I don't think the Night Stalker was in range, but man, I was not expecting Chivix to jump in like that. In fact, I thought he was going to jump out once he saw that there was more than one person there. But he manned the hell up an Aghanim Scepter with the Echo Slam. Even though there were no creeps there, it did a hell of a lot of damage, and that's 2 very easy picks for 5 getting more and more ahead. Unfortunately for them, the timings aren't going to be exactly perfect. I would love Roshan to be alive right now so that they could kill it off. But still, I don't really know if CSW can contest a Roshan, despite them having such an amazing anti-Rosh lineup. Sand King even packing that Veil of Discord, but that's only going to do so much, especially when so many heroes on 5 Eva are very heavily magic resistant or immune. So they're going to set up for this Roshan, and CSW, this is their chance to make something happen. 343 though, gonna blink forward, gets a Burrow Strike onto Miracle. KS gonna pop the Darkness. Fissure is there, and 343 is walled off. They get the lasso onto an illusion, and that's just disastrous. Not even gonna waste the swap for that, because you don't need to. Coil onto a whole bunch of heroes is gonna slow them down, but not stop them, as KS is unleashed from that coil. Will charge forward, looking for someone. He will find the slowest hero, and it will be Godot, and he's going to very quickly dying. That's going to be Chivix's kill. Now 6 of 21, and 5 Eva, though they would love to sit around and kill Roshan, they don't know when he's going to be up, so you might as well go for tier 3s instead.
Yeah, definitely so. Roshan is available for them to take after the fact, but yeah, their ability to fight is completely moot, especially once they lose their Bat Rider getting chunked down by the Earthshaker and his maxed out enchant totem. Now 5 Eva are going to very easily take Rax. This is really where the power of Luna starts to shine. Once you take down that tier 3 and all these glaives start bouncing through all of those small buildings and the barracks, they take down the melee and ranged for good measure, and now are going to be able to back off cleanly. There's nothing that CSW can do.
And Miracle, just look at his damage output without any real damage items. He has a Manta style for damage, and that's about it. Like, yeah, you do get a little bit from the BKB, a little bit from the Satanic, but it's really not that substantial. So Miracle's not even going for a really damaged build. He's pretty much all in on the survivability, yet he's still just trucking, and he's going to go truck Roshan now. This is the 3rd Roshan of the game, and therefore he will have cheese to drop. And because Miracle is so stacked in the HP and survivability, he doesn't have to grab the Aegis or the cheese, freeing those items up for Ysera or Chaos to take should they make that decision. Let's see who's gonna do it, and it will be Chaos and Ysera to split the Aegis cheese. Miracle has bigger fish to fry elsewhere with the sheep stick. Okay, this is all in right now. They're gonna try to jump in. A couple heroes get stung. Chaos's BKB goes up there. Echo Slam onto 2 will instantly kill 3, and then Chains is gonna drop shortly thereafter. 343 is in the Roche pit, but not for long. He's gonna get obliterated in 6 to 27. I feel like this game just happened, except CSW were the ones to do the stomping.
Yeah, this was a ridiculous game, and maybe Luna should be picked up more often. That's 2 games where the Luna team ends up completely balling out of control. It works so well for 5EVA. The Night Stalker got off to a roaring start. Usually that first nighttime is just all about farming, but with the amount of levels and farm that Night Stalker was able to get, he ended up starting off with 4 kills, and Luna was untouched that game. 759 GPM, going for a Blink Scythe build, something you hardly ever get to see on Luna, but it works out. I'm not even sure if he got to use that Scythe, but still a dominating victory from 5EVA.
Yeah, I don't think he did. He got it, but if he didn't have that, if he didn't have the Manta Style either, they still would have won that fight very easily, and 5EVA probably just had the game under control even before that, but that is going to mark the end of today's broadcast, guys. It's been a long one, casting through the night into the morning for both of us, and we're going to call it right here. 5EVA going to qualify for the MPGL leg from Singapore, and that is going to be that. If you enjoyed the cast, guys, be sure to hit that follow button. Follow us also on Twitter and Facebook, both of those.com/HeflaTV. I'm Mikelorus. You can find me at Mikelorus. My co-caster has been Grandisv. You can find him at Grandisv. It's all in the title. We'll be back tomorrow, guys, for the start of a new tournament, and that one should be a great one, the Razor Think Fast League. So be sure to hit that follow button and catch us tomorrow. But for right now, we're out, guys. Good night. Gonna get some sleep or something like that. Later.